Okay. Okay, are we live? Okay, can we hear me at all? Anybody? Can anyone hear me? Okay, can we hear me at all? Anybody? Okay, is it sound ready? Oh, we have sound. We have sound at last. Okay, I'll give a chance for everybody just to get back online. Oh, thank goodness for that. Thank you, everyone. Slight technical hitch with the microphone for whatever reason, but compared to the past, I've managed to sort it, so that is good. For those who were in our first lockdown quizzes, we had a lot of problems with the tech and we never got the sound fixed. But yeah, I think it just clicked onto the wrong microphone for some reason. So hopefully that has worked. Can I repeat everything I said before? I've got no idea what I was saying. Basically, just welcoming everyone to our virtual football quiz, the last quiz of the year. Slight delay on kickoff due to technical reasons, but we're about ready to go in a minute. We'll just give a chance for everybody to get back online. Final quiz of the year. I was saying we have 4 rounds. We've got a picture round to start with, as always. We've got a round on 2020 in review that was requested by a few people. We've got a round on the Champions League, and then also we've got a kind of a potluck round at the end as well. So just and we've got a half-time bit of fun as well, which is kind of, we've done anagrams as well because anagrams went down really well. For those of you who are new, who haven't taken part before, we started these back in March, believe it or not. Started our lockdown virtual football quizzes, ran them right through the summer, had a break as football came back, and then we started them again a couple of weeks ago. And it looks like we're going to keep them going on probably a Monday night. Is the favourable one. We've got one set up for next Monday, then it'll be once a week, every Monday going forward, as it looks like we're not going to be able to go to games for a while. The way things are going. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ben. Good evening, Christina Andrews. Happy New Year from the Bromley Massive. Dan's back. Good evening. Happy up the Hatters. The best moments from Wembley in 2020, says Ian. I have a round on that. Good evening, Tracy, Rob, and Emma, who've just joined. Evening with Jacob and Emma. Nice to see you again. One of the few original ones. There's a few of you who started back in March. We'll just give it a couple of minutes to get everybody else back online. And then we will begin. We will get underway. Gareth, Happy New Year to you as well. Robert Feet, good evening. Nice to see you. Good evening, Joe Manley. Just joined the quiz. Like I say, we had a slight technical fault with our microphones, so we're just giving it a couple of minutes, and then we will get underway with the start of this New Year's Eve to see the end of 2020. For those who haven't done it before, there are 4 rounds, 2 in the first half, 2 in the second half. We've got some half-time fun. It is simple pen and paper. Write your answers down on pen and paper. Post your results afterwards on our virtual football quiz page. Let us know how you get on. All just light-hearted fun and banter. Evening, Natalie, Barry, Ruben, and Nats. Good to see you. Evening, Wayne Walker, the Wrexham lads. Good. Asa, nice to see you, my friend. Stuart Old, nice to see you. Good evening, Jenny and Mick, who have just joined as well. I hope everyone's keeping well. I hope everyone is looking forward to a rather muted New Year's Eve, whatever you may be doing. I'd imagine you're sat in your front room with a drink or two. That's what I'm going to be doing a little bit later. And just, I doubt I'm even going to stay up for the New Year, if I'm perfectly honest. There's no fireworks. There's nothing really to celebrate. So I think it'll be a kind of a go to bed early type one. Richard, good evening. Team Feek, Richard, Gemma, Keaton, and Imogen. Harrison flying solo on his own again. For those of you who took part in our quizzes earlier in the year, we had kids quizzes, and if I remember rightly, Harrison won the kids league back in June, I think it was, and well done to you. Evening, Stephen Channing, good to see you. James P. Jones, Ewan Walker. I will put it onto YouTube as well. We've only just set up a YouTube channel, so that's only just been set up. But once I am recording it, so I will post it over there probably tomorrow morning. So those who want to kind of do it again or do it with family and friends will be able to do it on the YouTube channel as well. Okay, I will give it kind of 30 seconds and then we'll get underway. Dan's being full of his jovial self. Evening, Con Martin. Nice to see you joining. Okay, everyone's got their pens and papers ready. We'll just about kick off. Okay, so you should see me down there in the right hand corner. Everybody's ready. We'll get ready for round one, which is the picture round to start us off. Just check that everything's working okay. Like I said, it's pens and papers. Write your answers down. Please don't put them up on the Facebook message page. I can't turn that off. You're not able to turn off Facebook Live for whatever reason, so I can't do that. Evening, Ian. And we will begin. Question 1. Relatively simple again. Who play their home games at this stadium? Who play their home games at this stadium? That is question 1. Oh, we're all back on track again, which is good. I say first round's all the picture round, then we've got a round on 2020, or looking back at 2020 in review. We've then got a Champions League stroke European Cup round, and then we've got a potluck round to finish, and we've got a half-time anagrams as well. Good evening, Ben. Nice to see you. Just starting off, question 1. Who play their home games at this stadium? Question 2. Explain the relevance of this picture during 2020. Various ways to explain it. Nice and easy. Get us underway. But explain the relevance of this picture during 2020. That is question 2. I'd like to say what plans has everyone got for tonight, but I don't think anyone's got any plans apart from eating nibbles, having a few drinks and sitting in front of the TV. If anyone's doing anything different to that, then let me know, but I'd imagine that's going to be 99.9% of everybody. Okay, that's question 2. Explain the relevance of this picture during 2020. Question 3 on the first round. Let's turn yourself upside down for this one. Identify the 2 football teams that are playing here. Identify the 2 football teams that you see playing here. That is question 3. See you all going straight up to the TV now, turning your head upside down. Go and take some pictures, stick them on social media, give me a bit of a laugh. Identify the 2 football teams playing here. Dan Johnston, we're in tier 1, so we've got a few of the Luton lads around. Somehow I know you're lying, Dan, but it's good to have your humour on board as always each week. Evening, David Elridge. Nice to see you again. Another one of our regulars. Okay, that's question 3. Identify the 2 football teams playing here. Good evening, Wayne. Okay, question 4 on the first round. Who's the footballer in the blue? Who is the footballer you see there doing a bit of acrobatics in the blue? That's question 4 on round 1. Who is the footballer in the blue? Okay. Question 4. Who is the footballer in the blue? Question 5 in round 1, our picture round. Name the 2 ex-England footballers you see here. Going back in the day a little bit. Name the 2 ex-England footballers that you see there. The 2 in the forefront I'm looking at. There's another one behind. There's another couple behind, but who are the 2 in the forefront? Any ideas on the year? I'm not sure myself. I probably want to say around 1980, 81, 79. Evening, Nolene. Nice for you to see. Nice to join us. Nice to see you. What do people reckon? I honestly don't know the year. I should have looked really. 79, 80, something like that, maybe. Question 5. Name the 2 ex-England footballers pictured here back in the day. "1976", says Gareth. Is that early, was it? So, yeah, could be. Suppose you're right. Okay, question 6. Name the Colombian footballer playing here. Who is the Colombian playing there? Evening, Kieran. Nice to see you. You just joined us. Question 6. Those who have just joined us, who haven't took place before, answers on pen and paper. Try and keep your answers off Facebook. It spoils it for everyone else. We've been really lucky so far that people haven't been posting their answers, which is great. I can't turn off the chat. It's just not possible on Facebook Live as far as I can see. So we'll just have our answers on pens and papers, and then we go through the scores at the end. We'll do it at the end of each half tonight. Name the Colombian footballer playing there. I think they're playing America or the USA by the look of that. And I want to say that's John Harkes. Is it John Harkes? Dan will tell us. He used to play for Luton, didn't he, John Harkes? At some point. Don't know. It's hard to tell, actually. But anyway, who's the Colombian playing there? Question 6. Evening, Jerry. Just joined. Question 7. Get your pens and papers ready. Question 7 on the first round. Name the stadium here. And of course, if you do miss any, you can go back. I've recorded it. I'll be putting it on our YouTube channel. It'll be on the Facebook channel. And of course, if you've got family who want to go through the quiz at another time, you can go through that, of course, and pause, stop, rewind, whatever you wish to do, and play it again with your family and friends at another time. Question 7. Name the stadium there. What is that stadium? Round 1. Okay, question 8 on the first round. Nice and easy for you. Who is this young man who is now making a name for himself in the Premiership? Probably going back around 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years, probably 4 years. Who is this young man now making a name for himself in the Premiership? Good evening, Mark Smith, just joined. Welcome to everyone who's just joined. We're just kind of halfway through the first round. If you haven't played before, we've been running our virtual football quiz from back on the 28th of March, I think we started it. Gave it a break during the summer, and then we've brought it back again due to a few people asking. Simple pens and papers, same sort of format as many other quizzes that are out there that you might be doing, and then we just go through the answers at the end. So question 8, who is this young man who is now making a name for himself in the Premiership? Either for 7, Ian, either answer, either the colloquial name or the current name. Question 9. Question 9. Which ex-league team play here? This one's for the non-league fans that we've got a few out there. I know that. Pretty tricky one. I've given you a little bit of a clue saying it's situated close to Wales. So which ex-league team play here? Been there 2 or 3 times with Exeter over the years in the past. Great away day, great supporters, great club. Which ex-football league team play there? Situated close to the Welsh border. That is question 9 on the first round, which is our picture round. And finally, question 10 on round 1. Question 10. Who is this non-league team who have landed a lucrative third round FA Cup tie? Who is this non-league team who have landed a lucrative third round FA Cup tie? Ian Sumner said he's never been to question 9 yet. I'd love for them to get back in the league. I'd love to have an away day there again. It's a cracking day. Hopefully they will soon. Ish. Okay, here's question 10, the final one of the picture round. Who is this non-league team who have landed a lucrative third round FA Cup tie a week on Sunday, I want to say. A week on Sunday. Okay, that is your first round, your 10 questions. Okay, round 2, which is all on 2020 in review. Not too tricky. A couple of tricky ones maybe, but not too bad at all. So a few people requested this, so it's looking back at football in 2020. Okay. Tough questions, says Nick. You think they're tough? I don't think they're probably a little bit tougher than the Monday night. I tried to keep it relatively easy. We had some tough ones in our kind of first lockdown. Anyway, question 1. Leicester City played Aston Villa in the last game of 2020 before the league was suspended back in March, I want to say. What was the score? Okay, that's a tough one to start with, but they do get easier. Leicester City played Aston Villa in the last game of 2020 before the league was suspended, but what was the score? I'll give you 3 options, so you've got 33.33% chance. Was it 1-0, 2-0, or was it 4-0? Ignore the second B that's in there on my presentation. Was it 1-0, 2-0, or 4-0? That's question 1. Leicester City played Aston Villa in the last game of 2020 before the league was suspended. What was the score? Was it 1-0, 2-0, or 4-0? Good evening, Ryan has just joined us. Welcome to our virtual football quiz, our New Year's Eve end of year special. Answers on pens and paper for those who are new or starting to take part, and then we'll go through the scores at half time and at full time. Question 2. Which 3 teams are currently in the relegation zone of the Premiership at the end of 2020? So as of today, which 3 teams are currently sat in the relegation zone of the Premiership? That is question 2. Definitely tougher than Monday, Ian says, but he likes the occasional toughie. Yeah, they probably are a little bit tougher, but... Which 3 teams are currently in the relegation zone of the Premiership at the end of 2020? Question 3. Remember, these are all on football within the last year. Liverpool were unbeaten for the first 27 games of the last season. Who did they lose 3-0 to in their next game to lose their unbeaten streak? Liverpool were unbeaten for the first 27 games of the season, but who did they lose 3-0 to in their next game to lose their winning streak? That is question 3. Debating whether to grab a beer as it's New Year's Eve, although it's only 6:20, but why not? I think I'll do that in a minute. Have a shout down the hallway. Question 4. Which Midlands football player is the most fouled of 2020? Kind of sounds a tricky one, but if you just think about it, you'll probably get it quite easily. Which Midlands football player is the most fouled of 2020? Nick says he remembers them losing. I think we all remember Liverpool losing that game. I think it was kind of a... If ever you had a fixed odd, it was kind of a fixed banker, wasn't it? But all went badly wrong on that day for Liverpool and Liverpool supporters. Question 4. Which Midlands football player is the most fouled of 2020? Okay, moving on to question 5 of round 2. Okay, it's a bit of a novel, this one. After a 3-month break, the Premier League returned in June. The first game back saw a bizarre incident as the referee's watch failed to notify him that it had been a goal, even though the ball had crossed the line. Who was the match between? Okay, it's question 5. After a 3-month break, the Premier League returned in June. The first game back saw a bizarre incident as the referee's watch failed to notify him that there had been a goal even though the ball had crossed the line? Who was the match between? That is question 5. Okay. I think everyone will probably remember that because it kind of made headlines quite a while afterwards in the news and on social media. After a 3-month break, the Premier League returned in June. The first game back saw a bizarre incident as the referee's watch failed to notify him that there had been a goal even though the ball had crossed the line. Who was the match between? Okay, that's question 5. Good evening, Lorraine. Just joined. Nice to see you. Question 6. Which football game was postponed less than 3 hours before kick-off yesterday? So your answers on your pens and paper and we'll mark at half time. Which football game was postponed less than 3 hours before kick-off yesterday? I think we're going to have quite a bit more, if I'm being honest. I think we're going to... What's people's views on this kind of circuit break for the Premiership? Is it just the Premiership they're talking about? Or is it all football where they're looking at having a possible kind of winter break or 2-week circuit break because of COVID? I'm not sure if it's just Premiership of all of them. Not too sure. But there's more and more games just getting called off. It's be interesting to see what happens. Question 6. Which football game was postponed less than 3 hours before kick-off? Question 7. Who moved from Chelsea to Arsenal for a free transfer during the summer of 2020? Which player moved from Chelsea to Arsenal on a free during the summer of 2020? Which player moved from Chelsea to Arsenal for free during the summer of 2020? Nick says, no good for 4 of your fantasy teams calling off a short notice. That's a good point, actually. I don't know what happens in that situation. I suppose you just get 0 points. Question 8 in round 2. Nice and easy. In November, the footballing world lost an icon. Which legend sadly passed away? In November, the footballing world lost an icon. Love him or hate him, he was pretty damn good with the football. But which legend sadly passed away? Asa says 2 weeks won't do any good. He agrees with Gary Neville. Yeah, I can see the point. Sam Allardyce just wants 2 weeks to work on his players. He should be given mask wearing lessons himself, says Paul. Yeah, I noticed that. He was complaining, wasn't it? It was at the Liverpool game. He had the mask covering his face, but not covering the nose, which kind of defeats the object a little bit. That's question 8. In November, the footballing world lost an icon. Which legend sadly passed away? Question 9 of the first half. Which football team lost the Championship playoff final and a lucrative place in the Premier League back in June? Which football team lost the Championship playoff final and therefore a lucrative place in the Premier League back in June? Chris Mitchell, if you stop this season, it simply won't start again. I think you're right. Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for that. I think they're bringing in even more testing, aren't they? I think is it 2 or 3 times a week players are going to get tested now. I can't see us going back as supporters to watching the games this season. Not before Easter at the very earliest. I just can't see them going back on the tiers that are in place now. It seems madness the way that it seems to be escalating. Question 9. Which football team lost the Championship playoff final and a lucrative place in the Premier League back in June? And finally, question 10. Which football team won the Champions League in 2020? Which football team won the Champions League in 2020? That's your first 2 rounds. First round on a picture round and the second round is all kind of 2020 in review. I'll give you 30 seconds or so just to get your answers all written down there before we do our half-time anagrams again. Paul, he doesn't want to watch John Sherry. You've got it in for him, haven't you? I must admit, I don't blame you, pal. We said it on Monday night. I don't think John Sheridan's going to do any good at Swindon. We may be wrong. He may turn it around, but it doesn't look good at the moment, does it? Question 10. Which football team won the Champions League in 2020? Okay, I'll turn that off there a minute. Right, let's get your halftime anagrams ready. That should go in there. That should go in there. That should go in there. Okay, I'm up in the corner up here. So we've got halftime anagrams. They're all football team names again. Put the clock on. I will give you 7 minutes again. 9 of them. Have a think. All kind of either the full team or part of the team. So it could just be, for example, Liverpool. It could be Liverpool FC. It could be Exeter. It could be Exeter City. So you've got to think it could be Manchester United or it could be Man City. But it's all football team names. So see how you get on, and I will be back in a few minutes.
That the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but they see where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And to quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business is humongous, you would think that heaven's in it. Damn man, I'm all that, yeah I'm all that. Looking for that whip, yeah that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have them yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts bro, lot of haters, tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though. Want me on your song, throw a couple stacks, yo. Woo! Everybody wanna do the same thing, yo. That's why we ain't on the same page. Do my own thing, and I maintain. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah. mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no love and that's fine. Fuck local radio stations, I got more plays than all of these rappers combined. I'm going again, I've been going in, I'm fed up with so many things, I gotta just let it all out. I'm talking about the shit they've been talking about, telling me I should do this, telling me I should do that, telling me things about rap, talking the truth and that stab in my back, they will knock me off track. No, too many things have been building, been hard to deal with, I just been drinking. Remember my moves in the past, I'm wondering what was I thinking. Lately I'm living in fear, wondering what if the end is so near. All of this shit going on, the shootings are strong, one shot to the head and I'm gone. I'm losing control but I can't let it go, cause I'm trying to get more. And I've been in the moment, I've been in the zone, and I'm moving alone. I don't pick up the phone when my family call, I've been doing it wrong and I don't know what's happening. Trying to get what I just been imagining, getting close and I just been examining all of the fake shit the game has been packaging. I've been keeping it real, I've been doing what I feel, I've been out here trying to kill every beat, I know I will, everything I'm working on, every night another.
Okay, how are we getting on? Let us know how you're getting on with those. Probably a little bit tricky, aren't they? Some of them, I don't know. We did it Monday night, and most people got 6, 7, 8 out of 9. So it'll be interesting to see how people have done. We've got about 45 seconds left. Let us know what you think of those. We'll probably change it up for next Monday, because we've done a couple of weeks of the anagrams. Now we might go back to something else for the halftime fun. Let us know what you think. About 25 seconds or so, and then we'll do the answers to the anagrams, and we'll do the answers to the first half of the football quiz. Ian Sumner's got 7 so far. It's pretty impressive. It's good. Which 2 you're struggling on? Okay, if everyone's ready, I'll put the answers up on the screen, which you should see now. Just coming up. Okay, number 1, entirety loon, is Leyton Orient. Number 2, Phantoms Out, is Southampton. Number 3, Damn Flies, is Mansfield. Number 4, Really Got Humpy, Plymouth Argyle. Number 5, River Rot Slobs, is Bristol Rovers. Chris Mitchell thinks he's got 9 in the nick of time. 6, None Ladders, is Sunderland. Number 7, I'm Marching By It, is Birmingham City. Number 8, Electric Yetis, should be Leicester City. And finally, number 9, The Calm Hen, Cheltenham. We normally have quite a few, or 3 or 4 Cheltenham supporters on who take part in the quiz, so it'll be interesting to see if they've got that. Okay, so that's your half-time fun. Let us know how you got on. 7 out of 9 for John, 9 out of 9 Chris Mitchell. Well done. Kim Cousins, 4. Stefan, our Ajax fan, all the way from Holland. 5 out of... How you get 5 out of 10? There's only 9 of them, Stephen. Any other scores? Put them up on there on the comments. Okay, we'll go through the answers of the first half of the quiz. Dawn Meredith, who is a Cheltenham supporter. Sorry, I apologise. Dawn Meredith is an Exeter supporter, and the rest of her family are Cheltenham supporters. Didn't get number 9. I'll let you off, Dawn. I think your family should hang their heads in shame not getting that. Paul Cottle got 7. Ian 7. Dan Johnston 1 out of 10. Stephen 5 out of 9. Well done. Okay, let's get the answers up for the first half of the quiz. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Round 1. Question 1. Who played the home games at this stadium? It is, of course, Leicester City. Christine Andrews was 7. Josh Goodman, 7 out of 9. Well done, Rob Mehmed, 8 out of 9. Very good. So the answers for the first 2 rounds. Question 1. Who played the home games at this stadium? It is Leicester City. Ruth Disney Evans, who is my sister-in-law, claims to get 10, even though there's only 9, and she doesn't like football. So I think VAR needs to look at your scores there, Ruth. Question 2. Explain the relevance of this picture during 2020. It is, of course, Liverpool celebrating the Premiership title, or words to that effect. Liverpool supporters outside of Anfield celebrating the Premiership title. Okay, question 3. Identify the 2 football teams playing here. It is Huddersfield and Luton Town. Huddersfield and Luton Town. That's question 3. Question 4. Who is the footballer in the blue? It is Jude Bellingham, of course. Jude Bellingham, you can probably just about tell from the name on the back, from Birmingham City, and went to, I want to say Dortmund. Was it Dortmund he went to as a teenager? I think it was Dortmund. Question 5. Name the 2 ex-England footballers here back in the day. It's Terry McDermott and Emlyn Hughes. Terry McDermott and Emlyn Hughes. Dan Johnson reckons Ruth is on the sherry. Maybe. Didn't get the Luton one, but got Huddersfield. Question 6. Name the Colombian footballer here. It is Carlos Valderrama. Carlos Valderrama. Remember him? Name the Colombian footballer, Carlos Valderrama. Question 7. Name the football stadium here. It is the Millennium Stadium. The Millennium Stadium, or whatever it's known as now, but the Principality Stadium, or there's another name. Jacob says yes to Dortmund, says Rob. Thank you for that, Jacob. I know he went over to Europe, and I know he went to Germany. I couldn't quite remember whether it was Borussia Dortmund or whether it was Bayern Munich. Question 8. Who is this young man who is now making a name for himself in the Premiership? Of course, it's Ollie Watkins. 28 million from Brentford. Started his career, of course, as many know, in Exeter with his Exeter shirt on there. And made us a few quid in the meantime. Good luck to him. I think if he keeps doing what he's doing, if he can put in 20 goals in a season, I think he's on the... I know I'm going to go out on a limb here, but in the next year or so, he can't be far off an England call-up. I really don't think he holds the ball up so well. He's a typical goal poacher. If he can just find the net a little bit more, I think he's got to be up there. I know you'll all start screaming at me now because I'm biased, but I think he's a great talent. Great to see him doing so well. Ian Sumner, of course, who is Ollie Watkins. So you Plymouth fans, you take it bad, you see. You can't take a bit of banter when you realise that there's only one team in Devon. Question 9. Which ex-league team play here? Of course, situated close to Wales, it's Hereford United. It's the home of Hereford United, Edgar Street. And what a cracking club they are. Great supporters, great little ground, right in the middle of the town. Let's hope they get back to league football soon. And finally, question 10 in the first round. Who is this non-league team who have a lucrative third round cup tie a week on Sunday? Of course, it is Marine, who will be playing Tottenham Hotspur a week on Sunday in the FA Cup. That's your first round. Okay, let's go through to round 2. 2020 in review, so it's all to do with 2020. Leicester City played Aston Villa in the last game of 2020 before the league was suspended. What was the score? It was 4-0. 4-0 to Leicester City. Question 2. Which 3 teams are currently in the relegation zone of the Premiership at the end of 2020? It is Sheffield United, Fulham and West Brom. Sheffield United, Fulham and West Brom. Question 3. Liverpool were unbeaten for the first 27 games of the season, but who did they lose 3-0 to in the next game? It was Watford. Dan says he thought it was extra. Our stadium's not that good, Dan. Trust me. Question 4. Which Midlands football player is most fouled of 2020? Jack Grealish. It's Jack Grealish. No, it's just 1 point, Ian. 1 point for all 3. Got to be harsh. Question 5. After the 3-month break, the Premier League returned in June. The first game back saw a bizarre incident as a referee's watch failed to notify him there had been a goal, even though the ball had crossed the line. Who was the match between? It was Aston Villa and Sheffield United. I think, if I recall, it was Sheffield United who had scored, and of course they weren't given it. It was just before half time. Ian says, I'm honest about SJP, St James Park. It's better than it has been, Ian. I don't know if you've been there recently, but we've got the new stand-up. It's nearly a decent little ground now. I do miss the old historic old grandstand though. Question 6. Which football game was postponed less than 3 hours before kick-off yesterday? It was Fulham versus Spurs. Fulham versus Spurs. Most will see Jose Mourinho was tweeting or putting something on Instagram, sat in a team hotel. It kind of went viral the last 24 hours. Question 7. Who moved from Chelsea to Arsenal for free during the summer of 2020? It is Willian. Question 8. In November, the footballing world lost an icon. Which legend sadly passed away? Of course, it was Maradona. Question 9. Which football team lost the Championship playoff final and a lucrative place in the Premier League in June? Of course, Derby County. Aston Villa beat Derby County. Ian says he was at Exeter for the 4-0 hammering that we gave Plymouth. I won't say anything. What a great day that was. What a great day. Question 10. Which football team won the Champions League in 2020? It was Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich. Okay. Give you time just to put your scores together. Let us know how you got on. And we'll move on to round 3, which is all Champions League. Or Champions League / European Cup related. Kim got 5 in the first 5 out of 10 in the pitch round. Robert Feek 12 out of 20. Harrison Feek 9. Oh, it was Brentford for the final. I do apologise. It was Brentford for the final. Yeah, got that one wrong. My mistake. Derby Villa was 2019, Mike says. Kim Cousins 10. Richard Feek 17. Nick Ruckle 11. Brentford Fulham was the Championship final last year. It wasn't Villa Derby. That was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Paul Cottle 17. Jenny Griggs 12. So if you put Brentford and you put Fulham, then of course give yourself a point. Chris Mitchell 19. Natalie Riggett 14 out of 20. John Baxter 12 out of 20. Asa 14 out of 20. So it's not been that tricky. David Elridge 17 out of 20. The first half. Harrison Feek going solo on his own, ignoring the family. 15. Well done, my friend. Gareth Scott 15. Josh Gooderman. Yep. Fulham versus Brentford. We've agreed on that. Dan Johnson wants half a point for Derby. Rob 17 out of 20. Ian Sumner 18 out of 20. Trying to keep up with them going through. Wayne Elridge 17 out of 20. Natalie Ricketts 15 out of 20. Well done. Too much beer. No, I've got my first beer. First beer of the day. Hop House Lager as always. Lovely beer. So I'll be enjoying that one. I'll have a couple chilled out later on during the evening. Okay, we are going to kick off with round 3. Champions League / European Cup related. Christina 17, Mike Nuttall 16, Ben Moore 18. Dan's got his standard 1.5. Well done. Okay, question 1. Which club have won the most Champions League titles? Which club has won the most Champions League titles? Champions League / European Cup. So which club has won the most European Cup / Champions League titles? It's a nice beer, Hop House, Ian. I must admit, I do like it. I don't drink that much these days, but I do like the Hop House. 4.6, so not too bad. Question 2. Who is the only Dutch player to win the Champions League with 3 different clubs? Who is the only Dutch player to win the Champions League with 3 different clubs? That's question 2. Who is the only Dutch player to win the Champions League with 3 different clubs? Bootlegger lager, Wayne Walker said. What's bootlegger lager? Is that from Brewdog or something like that? Hop House is lovely out of the pump, I'll give you that. Question 2 is who is the Dutch player to win the Champions League with 3 different clubs? Question 3. Which Liverpool manager won the European Cup a record 3 times? Which Liverpool manager won the European Cup a record 3 times? That's question 3. Remember, these are all European Cup Champions League related. Which Liverpool manager won the European Cup a record 3 times? Wrexham Lager produce it. I was going to ask you the other day when you messaged me, how's it going with Wrexham? I forgot to mention it to you. With this new, what's his name? Is it Ryan Reynolds, the guy who owns Aviator Gin, the actor who's bought the club? Is he putting money in? Is it going to make a difference, do you think? Which Liverpool manager won the European Cup a record 3 times? Sandra Shepherd, nice Tomo's Watkins Pint local brewery. Enjoy. Question 4. Which team was the first from the UK to win the European Cup? Which team was the first from the UK to win the European Cup? Wrexham, terrible team right now, but good time seems to be on the horizon. I hope so, my friend. I really do. It'd be great to see Wrexham back in the league. I've never been there. In Racecourse Ground, but I'd love to go up there. Be great to see him back. Big club. Which team was the first from the UK to win the European Cup? Question 4. Question 5. Liverpool have won 6 Champions Leagues and Manchester United have won 3. But who are England's 3rd most successful team in the competition with 2 titles? And by that we mean Champions League / European Cup. Liverpool have won 6 Champions Leagues and Manchester United have won 3, but who are England's 3rd most successful team in the competition with 2 titles? And that is European Cup / Champions League. Okay, question 6 on round 3. Who is the Champions League's top goal scorer of all time? Who is the Champions League top goal scorer of all time? And that one is Champions League only. Who is the Champions League's top goal scorer of all time? Hopefully a trip to ecstasy. I hope so. It'll be great. It'd be great to see Wrexham down here. Question 7. Which Welsh outfield player appeared in the Champions League final in 3 different decades? Which Welsh outfield player has appeared in a Champions League final in 3 different decades? Question 7. Which Welsh outfield player has appeared in a Champions League final in 3 different decades? Okay, question 8. Which country will host the final of the 2020-21 Champions League? Which country will host the final of the 2020-21 Champions League? That is question 8 on round 3. Remember, if you're just joining or you missed it, we'll be posting this probably tomorrow morning on the YouTube channel, which we've just set up. It'll be available on our Facebook page as well, if people want to go back and do the questions with family or friends. You'll probably see 2 streams. The first stream kind of stopped. We had a problem with the sound, and then we started a second stream for the actual quiz. But it'll be easy to work through. Question 8. Which country will host the final of the 2021 Champions League? Question 9. Liverpool, Chelsea, and which other English team are left in this year's Champions League? So not too tricky. Not too tricky tonight. It's New Year's Eve after all. Liverpool, Chelsea, and which other English team are left in this year's Champions League? That's question number 9. And finally, in round 3, question number 10. Which is the only, or who are the only Portuguese club left in the competition? Who are the only Portuguese club left in the competition? That is question 10. So that is your third round, all on Champions League / European Cup. And we'll give you 30 seconds or so, and then we'll move on to the final round, which is all potluck. Evening, Mark Lyons, another Exeter supporter. Good to see you, my friend. Mark Bright, ex-Crystal Palace player. Nice to see you on. William Clifton, good evening. Those who have just joined, if you are new, like I've said before, like our pages. You know, we're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Like I say, we've just set up YouTube as well, so we are recording this quiz as well, so you can go and do it in your own time. We do the quizzes live every Monday evening from 7:45. Like I said, we started them back in March during the first lockdown and ran them through the summer, and then we gave it a break, and then we decided to bring it back as things have all got a little bit messy again in terms of COVID. So we thought we'd bring some entertainment back on a Monday night, and hopefully everyone's enjoying them. So continue to share with your family and friends, get the word out there. It'd be lovely to get all clubs represented. That's my ultimate aim, is to get one quiz where we've got all 92 clubs represented. That'd be brilliant. Okay, we'll move on to round 4, which is potluck, final round for this evening. Question 1, nice and simple. Which football team are currently top of the Scottish Premiership? Which football team are currently top of the Scottish Premiership? Question 1. Which football team are currently top of the Scottish Premiership? Question 2. Nice and easy as well. Which football team currently sit bottom of the Premier League without a win? Which football team currently sit bottom of the Premier League without a win? That's question 2. Which football team currently sit bottom of the Premier League without a win? Question 3. I don't think over the last 9 months we've had a fan of this club on, which may be a little bit of a clue, probably not. But which football team play their home games at the Pirelli Stadium? Which football teams play their home games at the Pirelli Stadium? Don't think I've seen, since we started this in March, I don't think I've seen a fan of this club on our quiz. Maybe wrong. If you're a fan of this club, post now and let yourself be known. Question 3. Which football team play their home games at the Pirelli Stadium? Question 4. What nationality is Tottenham player's son? I think it's S-O-N, it might be S-U-N, I'm not too sure. But what nationality is Tottenham player son? Ian Sumner says that's because they have no fans. I tell you what, I'm not going to give it away, but I know they only get like 3,500 supporters. But for a small club with little support, they've done so well for themselves. I don't know whether they've got a rich owner behind them. If anyone knows, let us know. But to sustain themselves like they have, and to have the relative success that club's had, I think it's brilliant with such a small fan base. Question 4. What nationality is Tottenham player's son? That's why I've always got a lot of time. I know I'm an Exeter supporter, and down here we don't have any. Our local derby at the moment for Exeter is in another country. Work that one out. Newport County is our local derby because Plymouth aren't in the same league, Torquay aren't there, Yeovil are not in the same league. Newport County is actually our closest game in a different country. So I've got So it's not difficult being an Exeter fan, being down here, if I'm being honest. But when you look at the clubs in the northwest, where you've got Rochdale, Oldham, Bury, who fortunately have gone down the way, Salford, when you've got your Man Cities, your Man Uniteds, Tranmere, when you've got Liverpool and Everton, I think it's brilliant that they've got such great support and people follow these teams. When you've got a club that has local derbies of probably 10 games within an hour's radius, I can't imagine what that's like. Our nearest game's an hour and a half away. Crazy. Anyway, question 5. Name the only professional football team in Berkshire. Name the only professional football team in Berkshire. Ian Sumner, tough to be in the shadow of two relatively larger clubs nearby. Yeah, we'll all be in the same league next year, Ian, I reckon. We may even not. We may go up. You may come down. Nah, like I said, I think you've got enough to stay up. Name the only professional football team in Berkshire. Christina says Bromley are surrounded with Premier League clubs. Exactly. Great to see. Massive amount of time for people who follow non-league clubs. I love watching BT Sport. I love watching non-league football. I'd watch over Premiership football all day long. That's why I love the FA Cup. First, second, third rounds. I'm in my element. Brilliant. Grassroots football. Superb. Question 6. Ralph Hasenhüttl, or Hasenhüttl, whichever way you pronounce it, is the current manager of which team? Ralph Hasenhüttl is the current manager of which team? Ian was on about question 3. Hold on a minute. Let me go back. I can't go back at the moment. I could do question 3. Which football team play? Oh, yeah. Good point. Ralph Hasenhüttl is the current manager of which teams? Question 7. Which football team currently sits top of League One at the end of 2020? Which football team currently sits top of League One at the end of 2020? That is question 7. Which football team currently sit top of League One at the end of 2020? We had a few of their supporters on Monday night. I remember them introducing themselves. I'm not sure I've seen them tonight, but they were certainly on Monday. Well, I could have missed them. Question 7. Which football team currently sits top of League One at the end of 2020? Question 8. What was Manchester United's original name when they were founded? What was Manchester United's original name when they were founded? Good evening, Sandra. Just joined us. Nice to see you. Of course, if you have joined late, because of course we've done this quiz earlier, 6 o'clock start, it will be on Facebook and it will be on YouTube for people who want to go across and do it at their own leisure over the next few days. Question 8. What was Manchester United's original name when they were founded? Question 9. Glentoran are a football club from which country? Glentoran are a football club from which country? That's question 9. And finally, for our New Year's Eve end of 2020 quiz, the final question, nice and easy to finish it off. Sergio Ramos plays for which national side? Sergio Ramos plays for which national side? Okay, so that is your second half. We'll get ready to give you 30 seconds or so to get your answers together. Okay, we'll just come back up here for a minute. So I'll just give you 30 seconds, get your answers together for the second half of the quiz, and then we'll run through the answers. See how everybody did. Evening, Cammy Jones, who's just joined us. Nice to see you. Unfortunately, you've just missed the quiz. But of course, you can do it at your own time. It's on our various social media sites, so you can catch up when you want. Okay, everybody's just about ready. We'll do the answers for the second half of the quiz. Question 1 of round 3. Which club has won the most Champions League titles? It is Real Madrid. Real Madrid. Question 2. Who is the only Dutch player to win the Champions League with 3 different clubs? Clarence Seedorf. Clarence Seedorf. And I didn't check which ones, so I'm going to need some help on this. Ajax, AC Milan, and Juventus, if I was doing this quiz. Anyone got any different answers? Anyone can confirm that? Who's the only Dutch player to win the Champions League with 3 different clubs? Ajax, Juventus, and AC Milan. I think I'd go for, but someone correct me. Question 3. Which Liverpool manager won the European Cup a record 3 times? Of course, Bob Paisley. That was Bob Paisley. Question 4. Which team was the first from the UK to win the European Cup? He did win it with Real Madrid, Clarence Seedorf. Thank you, Richard. Which team was the first from the UK to win the European Cup? It was Celtic. It was Celtic. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Ruth. Question 5. Liverpool won 6 Champions League and Manchester United won 3, but who are England's 3rd most successful with 2? Of course, Nottingham Forest, who won in, I want to say 79 and 80, or it could have been 78 and 79. I can't quite remember, but it's Nottingham Forest. Question 6. Who is the Champions League top goal scorer of all time? Ronaldo. It is Ronaldo. Question 7. Which Welsh outfield player appeared in the Champions League final in 3 different decades? Ryan Giggs, of course, the 90s, the noughties, and then whatever this decade was called. Ryan Giggs. Question 8. Which country will host the final of the 2021 Champions League? It is Turkey. Turkey will host it. It will be in Istanbul. Don't ask me the name of the stadium, but it will be in Istanbul and Turkey. Cristiano Ronaldo here, not the fat one. Question 9. Liverpool, Chelsea, and which other team are left in this year's Champions League? Manchester City, of course. And question 10. Who is the only Portuguese club left in the competition? It is Porto. It is Porto. So I'll give you a couple of seconds just to jot your scores down, and then I'll give you the answers for the final round for this evening, and that is on potluck. Question 1. Give you a little bit of time. Remember, we'll be back on Monday night, 7:45, for those who want to join. I think I put a link in an event up on the Facebook page and on Instagram and on Twitter as well. So share that with your family and friends, and we look forward to that, the first one of the new year. So question 1, which football team are currently top of the Scottish Premiership? Stephen, well done, 9 out of 10. Kim, 7 out of 10 on round 3. There's Rangers. Rangers. Question 2, which football team currently sits bottom of the Premier League without a win? It is Sheffield United. Sheffield United. Ace, 9 out of 10. Well done. Question 3, which football team play their home games at the Pirelli Stadium? It is Burton Albion. Burton Albion. Like I say, I don't think I've seen any Burton fans on the quiz, but I may be wrong. Gareth Scott, 10 out of 10. Well done. Robert Feek, 10 out of 10. Matt Wilkins, thank you. He just posted on Twitter saying he's really enjoyed the quiz, so thank you for that. Question 4, what nationality is Tottenham player's son? It is South Korean. He is South Korean. Probably the most underrated player in the Premiership, in my opinion. Absolutely fabulous player. Consistently quality. Question 5, name the only professional football team in Berkshire. It is Reading. Reading. Raif Hasselholt is the current manager of Southampton. Doing well with Southampton. He's the current manager of Southampton. Question 7, which football team currently sits top of League One at the end of 2020? It's Lincoln City. Lincoln City are top of League One as we finish the year out. Question 8, what was Manchester United's original name when they were founded? It was Small Heath. Gareth Scott, 10 out of 10. Well done. Asa, 9 out of 10. Robert Feek, 10 out of 10. Well done. Question 9, Glentoran are a football club from which country? They're from Northern Ireland. Glentoran are from Northern Ireland. And finally, question 10 for the end of this New Year's Eve quiz. Sergio Ramos, of course, plays for Spain. Sergio Ramos plays for Spain. Okay, that is it. Newton Heath, sorry. Small Heath's in Birmingham, isn't it? Newton Heath. For those of you who've got that Man United question, of course it is Newton Heath, not Small Heath. Small Heath is a part of Birmingham, so apologies for that. So that is it, guys. Another year done. We've brought the quiz back for the last couple of weeks. The people seem to be enjoying it. We'll carry it on into the new year. Like I say, football's getting a little bit challenging again. We're not going to go into grounds. We don't even know if games are going to continue over the next couple of months. So we'll continue to run the quiz over the next few months, see how we get on. Monday nights from 7:45. Let us know how you go on with your scores. Nick Rockwell, 14 out of 20 second half. Richard Feek, 35. Kim Cousins, 25. David Odris, 34. Chris Mitchell, brilliant again, 39 out of 40. Stephen, Happy New Year to you over there in Amsterdam. 29 out of 40 for Dawn. Harrison, 32 out of 40. Well done. John Baxter, 27. So, yeah, wishing you all a very merry, happy New Year. Hope you enjoy it as best as you possibly can at home with your family. Let's all hope that 2020 is going to be a lot better. It can't be any worse. Jenny Griggs, 32. Well done, Jenny and Mick. Ruth, 41 out of 40. You've got competition down there, I think. Mick, 32 out of 40. Gareth Scott, 35 out of 40. Rob, 34 out of 40. Okay, enjoy, everyone. Have a great evening. Stay safe. Enjoy it with your family. Have a great fun, whatever you're doing this evening. And I will catch you Monday night for our next virtual football quiz. And we will do it all again then. Have a great evening. I'll speak to you all soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.